So question 2 is, do y'all believe in luck?
And no.
Not at all.
I don't believe in luck. I believe in hard work. I believe in dedication, preparation, and then just arising to the opportunity that presents itself. I think that everything that happens just happens for a reason.
Yes.
So that makes the term luck obsolete. So that's my stance on it.
Yes. I believe luck is overused. Even in the sports, even in real world, we can hit a step back or score a touchdown, and they'll be like it's luck. But sometimes Jesus on our side. Well, all the time he's on our side. But we mix luck with Jesus, and that's not what we should do.
Right.
I think sometimes people confuse it with God's favor, maybe, because just being in the right place at the right time with the right tools.
Yes.
And if you're not like working towards a goal, or something that you want to do, then of course you're not going to be lucky, Like, just thinking about Kobe, if he wouldn't have made those, prepared as much as he did, he wouldn't have been as great as he was. So I think there's no such thing as luck. No.
God is a made way, a miracle worker, promise keeper. What that song say, I can't say, but
Light in the darkness.
Light in the darkness,
Yeah.
he's all that. What you think, Josiah?
I don't think there's luck.
Uh-huh.
I think what they said was really good.
Right.
I think luck for God,
Right.
we talked about Kobe Bryant, and I think about that. People would say he's unlucky. And some people mix up luck in the favor of God. Some people would say he done that in the favor of God.
Yeah.
But I think we need to reorient ourselves around what does it mean to be favored, because we have every spiritual blessing in Christ Jesus.
Yes.
So what more do we need? I don't need the things that I think are going to provide for me. The concept of luck, I think, is I think sometimes it's like, well, I'm unlucky, and like you're saying, hard work, sometimes we can't. Sometimes we don't even want to evaluate ourselves and attribute it something to some greater thing that's going on, and God's saying that greater thing that's going on, I want to reach into your life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so luck sometimes can feel like almost like you want it to be set in stone, almost like a destiny thing, like, oh, this is how it's supposed to be, so I don't have to deal with this.
Yes.
And the hard work and the luck mixing together, I can see that relates. Because we would mix our hard work with luck.
I do, going back to the concept of being unlucky, I think certain people have certain talents, and possibly like growing up, maybe you just weren't good at what another person was good at, and so you kind of labeled yourself as unlucky, but that wasn't it. Maybe you just weren't made for that, just that. And I think that can be discouraging, especially as you're growing up and you're trying to find yourself, and even now, I'm in pre-med, like I'm always second guessing myself. What if I'm not like smart enough? What if I, yada, 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 yeah. But then I have to remember, like, this is what God's called me to do, and He will equip me, for the purpose He has for my life.
So, I like it. So what would y'all say about talent and luck? Because if you go outside and practice throwing football, that kind of relates to talent because you're practicing every day. Now, would y'all say that's luck, or would y'all say that's more of a talent thing?
I would say talent.
More of a talent base. Lucky maybe if you see, but then we go back to say, do we really believe in luck? Because I was about to say, sometimes if you're lucky to throw that pass, that's luck. But you said that's not an instance.
Well, that's just being in the right place at the right time.
Yes.
How do you define luck? I think
Yeah.
I just looked it up.
Okay, pull it out, Josiah.
Success or failure apparently brought by chance rather than one's own actions.
Yeah.
And I think we mix up, like when I think of luck, my mistake, he was saying like 4-leaf clover, or like, oh, I got my lucky rabbit's foot, or like my lucky charms, like something like that,
Right.
But what luck literally means is just a probable situation. Like sometimes there is a situation where it's like, I can't play basketball. I throw the basketball and somehow it made it in. You know, and I don't. It just happened. You know, it was a probability. That kind of luck is there, but to say like, oh, I did better because I had my medal in my pocket, you know, or my lucky quarter, you know, like that kind of thing. That's kind of luck I don't believe in.
Right.
No.
Yeah, like attributing it to some inanimate object, or like that one case. But like when we talk about athletics, you know, whether you're shooting a ball from, you know, way away right at the buzzer, it's like it's either gonna go in or it's gonna go out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and depending on how much you practice or how much talent that you do have, that's gonna greatly affect if it goes in or out. Same with football. If you throw a football down the field, it's not just you. Number one, it's who you're throwing it to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And even in that, you've had tons of practices, 2-a-days, 3-a-days. You know what I'm saying? The arms, you know, and the wide receiver running his route. So there's a lot of different variables that contribute to how an outcome will turn out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
To just say this is luck would to be render all that hard work that you put just obsolete. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's about, you know, I think a lot of it has to do with right place, right time, but even more than that, practice, hard work, put in the hours when nobody's around.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Plugging along, because when the situation does arise, you know what I mean?
Go
Like,
out there, don't you?
you gotta go out there, man.
Lights, Friday
Yeah,
lights.
yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it.
And two, going back to the concept of you know, that lucky like object that you have with you, it's almost like you're putting your confidence in that object, and so it gives you a sense of confidence, and so instead of having confidence in yourself, you're putting it in this object, so it's kind of like a guide to you.
Yes.
You know, and so
for sure.
I just throw that out there, you know, and no, but no, I don't believe in luck.
You know, like we were saying, I think y'all touching on some good stuff.
So are you?
I mean, we all pretty much hit the bases.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. So we're gonna move on to this one.